I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the At Random podcast. I'm your host, Ali, and I'm joined today by Alex and Andy as usual, so no surprises here. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. Just being my happy self, being a happy little camper, enjoying all the fame from the At Random podcast, living the life in my newly acquainted castle from all the money I get from this podcast. By the way, still no one in this fucking server.
I wonder why.
I just think every week it gets more hilarious. It rubbed me so fucking the right way. I could have jizzed in my pants, I swear to God, that we had someone, after nagging so long, that we had someone in the Discord server and they just immediately fucked off.
Usually it would have helped if someone actually replied in time.
But you replied. You did your best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
But I switched phones and I didn't have the app yet on my phone, so that's why I didn't get a notification, because I only use it on my laptop, the Discord app. But now I have it, so now I'll get notifications. So join the link in the Discord server under the description down below. That didn't make any sense, but do it.
Yeah, if you can decipher that, you're probably too intelligent for this show anyway. I'm good. I'm feeling mighty moi today.
Mighty moi.
Yeah, feeling mighty moi today.
You sound like a man that ate 60 chicken wings, Alex.
I can neither confirm nor deny that may have occurred or may not have occurred.
I smell chicken tenders though, not wings.
Yeah, well, I have a bone to pick with Brewdog, all right? If you put 100 wings on your fucking menu and you don't put any note that you're supposed to order them in advance, and then I turn up at your restaurant, I'm going to order 100 fucking chicken wings, and I expect chicken wings.
Yeah,
then
you expect them in immediately.
Yeah, the waitress comes, I don't know, you're supposed to order them in advance. Like, where was that on the fucking menu? And then when the wings come, it turns out they're chicken tenders. They're not even chicken wings, so they're like double the size of wings. We basically got 200 wings.
Who knew for fuck's sake that 100 chicken wings would be a lot of fucking work, right? I mean...
Well, don't put it on the menu then.
Yeah, well...
It's their problem.
Yeah.
If you put it on the menu, someone's going to order it.
Yeah.
So clearly Alex is having a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good fun. Man, I could drink a shitload and not get hungover because I was still like actually full when I woke up.
Yeah, no, I was fucking surprised last night when he called me when he was on his way home and he didn't sound completely plastered, and I'm like, how drunk are you? And he's like, I'm pretty drunk, but I don't think I'm drunk enough for how much I've been drinking.
Eat chicken tenders from Brewdog, people. I highly recommend it. It'll stop you getting hammered.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Bad for your wallet, though, because then you just drink more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that expensive, though? 100 fucking chicken wings? That sounds very expensive.
Would have been like 65 euros or something.
Is that it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. That's why we're like,
It's
fuck
like
it. Rather
less
than
than
like
a
you
euro.
order 10 and I get 10, it was like half the price.
Wasn't
to
it
get
like
30
800 crowns?
Yeah, that's like 65 euros.
Dude, those weren't
Isn't
chicken
it
wings.
€1 10 crowns?
No, it's like 13 kroner to 1
Oh,
euro.
okay.
Those definitely weren't chicken wings as well. This is like rest fucking meat. This is just like the eyeballs that pop out and just never fucking...
Probably wasn't even meat.
It wasn't chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all right, we're not here about my Yelp review of Brewdog.
No. We have a much more important bone to pick today.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Dutch language.
She's so racist.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hate it. No, this episode is going to be about my hatred towards the Dutch language.
Towards my language? An entire episode?
Yes.
I told her this is racist, and she went
It's
with
not
it.
racist. It's my opinion. What?
Our episode's take an hour. You're gonna bitch and moan about the Dutch language for an hour?
It's my episode, and I can bitch and moan about it if I want to.
All right, well, I'll sit here and enjoy it then.
Stilte. See, that's a fucking ugly word. That means silence.
It does. That? I was caught off guard by that.
Mm-hmm. Stilte.
Jesus. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I hate it. Fuck me. Like, I'm currently watching Drag Race Holland season 2.
Yeah.
And I haven't been watching for a few weeks, so I had to catch up for a few episodes. But fuck me, I can't watch one episode in one sitting. I have to take breaks because I swear to God, it mentally exhausts me to listen to that language. Like, the show is great. Like, great people in Holland.
Okay, yeah.
I like your humor. I like your everything, but your fucking language, for fuck's
But you do realize that they are speaking like Dutch, and
you speak Flemish, which is probably 10 times worse because it's Dutch with an accent. How the fuck do you make Dutch even worse than it fucking is?
Wow, nothing has ever been as racist on this show as what you just said.
Yeah, I completely agree. Nothing has been as racist of what Ali just has said about my language.
No, I'm an observer of languages out there.
Yeah.
How do you?
And I've always personally hated the Danish language. I don't like the Danish language. Mm-hmm. But fuck me, I'm pretty sure the Dutch does take the cake.
Jesus Christ.
It's ugly. It's fucking ugly.
What the fuck did I walk into? Seriously, I'm gonna make an hour out of my time for this?
Yes.
For this fucking bullshit?
You just have to put up with it. You have to sit there and look moy and listen to me insult your language.
This is gonna be fun. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
All right, where does this beef come from?
I literally just said, I've been watching Drag Race Holland and it's genuinely frustrating to listen to it for an hour straight that I have to take breaks in between.
But that's not proper.
It's not even an hour, it's 45.
Dutch. That's not proper fucking Dutch. You're listening to a queer show. Nobody talks like that on a... But dude, exactly.
How is it a language? I don't know.
You'd think that watching a gay show is gonna fucking sound like it should. It doesn't, because everybody is sucking like this. Even English sucks in gay. Okay?
No,
it's just a very flamboyant way of talking.
Whatever. Still, it's my opinion. And I just want to put it out there. That is not actually my episode. Well, I just want to start with that.
Just wanna clear the air here and say that some opinions are wrong, aka Hitler. All right, he had some opinions too. So and from what I can,
was really shit.
And from what I can hear, you're edging towards the same fucking direction right now. with all your language aggression.
Well, okay, if my point of view is that offensive to you, how about we just turn the seat and actually talk about something that I hope we all agree on? Because my episode is not actually about how much I hate your language. I just wanted to put it out there. You're welcome. We're going to talk about the abortion laws in Texas.
Oh, God, the abortion... So can we talk about the Dutch language for a second?
The Dutch language would fix the abortion issue because no one would have sex with Dutch people. Yeah, that's
like, how do you approach someone and talk sexy? Like,
In Flemish, you don't. In Flemish, you stay as far away as possible from the person and you just wink at them and hope they hop your dick. But other than that, there's no way to talk sexy in Flemish. No fucking way.
Yeah, I really don't get it.
But it's like Swedish. To me, it just sounds like a bunch of children like making smutty jokes. It doesn't sound right.
Listen, like let's put it to the test. You two come up with something sexy to say, and I'll say it in Flemish, and then you'll hear how fucking right I am.
Oh hey baby, why don't you show me those ankles?
Okay. Which is a very common theme here in Belgium, in my town, because there's a lot of burqas walking around here, like women with the burqas on.
Yeah, like that is some fucking racist.
Like
talk. Say your fucking sentence.
Okay. So hey baby, Show me those ankles.
Yep.
Okay.
Sexy ankles.
Oké. Hey schatje, doe een keer je sexy ankles.
It's just half English.
You cannot make that sound sexy in any form or way.
No,
it's true.
It is an ugly language.
So
but
let's talk about abortions.
Yes, let's talk about how do you say abortions in Flemish?
A vote.
A vote.
You know,
a vote.
No, a vote is actually which translates to a mistake.
I mean,
no. Abortion in Flemish is just an abortie.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, not too horrible.
What's it in Swedish?
Abort.
What's it in Spanish?
In Spanish?
Abortare.
Aborton.
Aborto.
Aborto.
Yeah,
why is it that Spanish people make everything sound sexy? Why is that?
Because they're not Flemish.
Yeah, probably.
No, but see, Ali and I had this discussion last night. And I said the problem with the Spanish, though, is they never shut up. They just talk and they talk and they. And you're like, my God, you just stop. You lost. My erection is gone now. Kept on talking.
Yeah, I don't do that, but okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. No, but anyway, we're gonna talk. Obviously, if you don't know what's going on currently in the world, Texas has put through a law that prohibits abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. So any Aiden trying to make abortions after 6 weeks is illegal. It's a federal offense. So in the U.S. Supreme Court, in a 4-5 vote, like passing through the bill to prohibit abortions after 6 weeks. And this includes cases of rape and incest. So you can't...
There's a lot of incest going on in the US.
And also offers a $10,000 prize to any citizen that successfully helps prevent people or reports people that aid someone in having an abortion. So you get paid. More specifically, they pay your legal fees to follow a suit to a person that has had an abortion. So they give you $10,000 to go to court and sue someone for having an abortion after 6 weeks.
So basically, which is out of this fucking world, but you can rape somebody and then sue them for getting rid of your baby.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you not heard about this? That's been going on.
Not whatsoever.
Yeah, there's this. What was it? Like the last week of August, I think that bill went through.
God damn.
Yes. So obviously this has caused a lot of uproar, but more specifically, instead of just talking about why do men have any decision, like lawmakers in a sense, have anything to do with a female's body and why she decides to have an abortion, I want to talk more about the Satanic Temple.
Oh.
They've sent a letter to the FDA requesting that they need to have abortfacients. It's a substance of herbs that induced a medical abortion, and they claim that they need that in their rituals and spiritual guidance to try to aid their members to be allowed to have abortions for 6 weeks, up to 24 weeks, if they want to, because they think it's obviously a fucked up law, which is it is, and unfortunately a lot of these laws are being passed in the US at the moment. I think Missouri was another state that have similar laws against abortion.
It's all these southern fuckers.
But yeah, because obviously it's a very rooted religion aspect to it, and they think that they can put on their religious beliefs onto the people around them, which is
they're just cerebrally deficient in that part of the US.
Yeah, but that's why the Satanic Temple is going in and saying, well, if you can pass your religious belief and enforce them onto other people, you're technically going against our religion, which is also wrong. So they're making it of that argument.
Well, to be fair, Alex, you said it's always a Southern thing. You know, we do only get to see the non-Southern fucking things from America, because whenever you watch something on TV or anything like that, it's always, you know, DC, or it's Florida, or it's like the good fucking like New York that you see as well. It's like like 4 or 5. You're not gonna have a show set in Wisconsin, except for that 70s shows, which was when it was still good there, you know. But what I want to bring up is that America doesn't lead the world in a whole lot of things. Actually, one of the 3 categories is number of adults who believe that angels are real. So that's America. That's something they lead in. So that gives you an idea of how many people are still religious when it comes to those things. And I think that's a very, like, you know, they have it on their money. In God we trust. Also, one of the things they lead in as well, if I'm not mistaken, is like number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where they spend more than next to 26 countries combined.
I think they're also number
1. Like 22 or 23 of them are allies, and they spend more on defense spending than any fucking other thing, which is ridiculous.
But I think they're also number 1 for adults that think chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
That seems very reasonable, actually.
I think that was also true.
Yeah. But like, if you know you're dealing with a very religious, you know, we don't see America from our point of view as a religious country, but they definitely are. When they sworn in as president, they have to swear on it. Well, not on a Bible, but on a holy text.
Yes.
They don't swear on the Constitution, which they should do, because that's what fucking built their country. But they have to swear on this religious fucking test.
Yeah, but they're even more nuts, because some of their religions are not even... They're like Mormonism and things that just make no sense. Or like evangelical, like go donate to your pastor who lives in a fucking mansion that has 3 private jets. Yeah, give him some more money. Yeah, God really wants him to have more money. Fuck the starving people.
God doesn't want him to fly through another place to spread his word in boredom. You know, he wants it in riches. Exactly. So it's God's word.
I mean, that guy never shits in the same toilet twice. Once he shits in it, it's done. Out.
Man, that's such a good idea. If I ever get rich, that's how I'm spending my life. Just never shitting in the same toilet twice.
Yeah, no, so I don't know. Like, it just completely boggles my mind how we still in this day and age have a country that is supposed to be a leading country, like that is a country that a lot of people in a sense look up to, even though there's nothing to look up to, but that pass these like inhumane, like in my opinion, because how can you force a person or a child to go through with a pregnancy, like whether if it was accidental or a crime or whatever, like it's just, it boggles my mind, really.
Can I throw my 50 cents in there, which may destroy your entire subject?
Do that.
I'm sorry, but this is another perspective. This isn't my perspective. This is just something I think of when I hear you talk like that. It's not a weird thing at all. It is weird to allow a rapist to sue somebody for aborting their child, which is preposterous. And I think that abortion should be looked at case by case basis. If they don't want it, but it's from rape, you could say like, oh well, okay, she didn't like this is you know, bullshit. We can't allow this. So it should be case by case, but it's not that weird because like look at the largest populated area in the world, China. I think.
China.
China. That has a strict policy on what should be born and what shouldn't be born.
Not anymore.
Yeah, but there was for such a fucking long time. I'm just saying that it's not a weird thing. Like we look at it weird, but we look at it from a very privileged situation.
Yeah, no, but the situation in China is like usually what a lot of people think is that it was forbidden to have more than one child. And we're talking about that, the one-child policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is not that it was forbidden to have more than one child. You would not get any benefits if you had more than one child.
Yeah.
That was the case. And usually people then would decide to not have more children. You could have how many children as you want to. You would just not get paid by the government.
Yeah, but still, that's still punishing somebody for having a child.
Yeah. So why should you punish someone else for deciding not to want to have a child?
No, I'm just merely stating the fact that it's not such a weird thing. We look at it weird because it's blown up and it's America and blah, 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 blah.
No, look, but for example,
it's indoctrinated in fucking Africa, in some parts of Africa where women are cut, their labia are cut off. They are circumcised. You know, there's a lot of rituals throughout the fucking world that don't make any fucking sense.
No, but my problem is when the US put themselves as a leading country, as an exemplary for the rest of the world, because they see themselves as the greatest nation in the world, right? They are the best of the best and they do everything right. And they still have policies like this. That is my issue. It's not my issue that... Like, I don't believe the US to be a great country because they're fuckwits. Like, I'm sorry, they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're, I'm not going to say the word, but they are, yes, they're special.
Does it begin with R? and
How long did that take you?
Yes. But also that is my problem. It's like, how can a country that is seen, like, they see themselves in a lot of, like I've stated before, a lot of countries do look up to them and always, in a sense, compare themselves to the US or try to strive to be as the US.
But do people really look up to Texas and Missouri?
But they're still part of the country. But that's the thing that I mean. It's like, how can you pass certain laws in certain fucking states and then, because you're still all bundled up. At the end of the day, Texas is still part of the US.
Nah, maybe for a little while longer.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
Eventually
what I mean.
They're going to go their own way.
It's like, but you can't compare that to, for example, an underdeveloped country like some countries in Africa where they do have rituals, where they do circumcise women, they do all these horrible things. But then you also have countries where they don't do that sort of stuff. And the same thing in China. It's like, China, they have a certain type of culture and they implemented those laws because they knew that they were too big of a nation. And they couldn't feed everyone. And they obviously have a big problem with poverty as it is. Yeah. So try to install those sort of restrictions. It is still, at the end of the day, a choice of the parents if they want to decide, okay, we have one child, but we would like another one. But we know we won't get financial aid from the government. But we really want a child. At the end of the day, it's down to you if you want that child or not.
Yeah.
So that you still have the option.
Then again, you're what's it called? Confronted. You're confronted by the fact that you're not making this child by yourself, though.
Mm-hmm.
You're still carrying somebody else's child, which I do feel like in a lot of cases, abortion is a two-way street, and I feel like...
Can I boil down to make this more easier? What are our stance on abortions? Alex, let's start with you. What are your stance with abortions?
There are many people alive on this planet that I wish were aborted.
Okay. But are you pro-abortion or against abortion?
Alex is for forced abortion.
I'm pro, aborting people after they've been born.
Yeah.
In some cases.
And what about you, Andy?
Well, like I said, I think I summed it up already. It's case by case. Just look at case by case and not have a YouTube program fucking do the networking of that, but genuinely look at case by case.
So you don't think it's up to... Because I understand that this is a two-way street sort of deal. I do. Yeah. But you don't think that at the end of the day, you should, because you know this, because you're a parent, you know that at the end of the day, a lot of it falls on your wife. the one that carries the child, that takes care of them the first year of their life, and they're mostly more available.
Well, look, let me give you a new proposition then. If the man wants to keep his baby and the woman wants to get rid of it, right? And it's not rape, it's not an extraordinary circumstances or anything. The man should get compensated by the woman. He should be able to sue her and say, look, I wanted that baby, she didn't want it. She took something away that was mine. Because it's 50-50. It's, okay, her body is doing the work. I totally agree with that. Still cannot run away from the fact that it is his seed. Without his seed, she wouldn't have made that specific baby. Because a child isn't it's not like a Build-A-Bear fucking thing where you only have so many fucking options. There's literally millions upon millions and millions inside of one shot, and only that specific one you're gonna get rid of. So it's like throwing away a unique piece of art, which I fucking get. Sometimes you're not ready for that, so fucking do it.
I'm sorry, can I stop your argument? Because your specific sperm is not that important as a more the female's egg, for example. You have a limited number, and if she wants to get rid of it, it's her option.
Well, then fucking fine. Then her uterus isn't important to me as well. Mm-hmm. If that's the way of thinking.
Can I put this argument then? Present this scenario for you. So, 15-year-old girl together with a Catholic boy.
Yeah.
They have sex. They're young, stupid.
Yeah.
You've heard it all before. You should use a condom. But then you just, when you're a kid, you just do it because you're fucking horny, and then sometimes you forget about using a condom. 15-year-old girl ends up pregnant. She hasn't even started her life. She hasn't gone to high school. She hasn't done anything. Mm-hmm. She decides to get an abortion. Mm-hmm. Is it her right, or is it the right of the boy, who's 17 in this case, to make that decision for her?
Well, first of all, it's both their rights. Second of all, if she doesn't want it, she can get rid of it. I totally agree. She has her life in front of her. But he should be entitled to compensation then.
Okay, so a 15-year-old girl that has never worked a day in her life, has barely finished school, has to compensate for something, a reckless mistake that both...
Do you believe in equal rights?
Yeah, absolutely, but why should you compensate of something that hasn't really fully developed or is anything yet?
Why are you talking about it like that? If abortion is fucking if that's such a big deal.
What do you mean?
Well, you said, well, it's not formed and blah, 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 but you're talking about a person with feelings that wanted a child. You're looking at it totally from the perspective of the girl, which I understand.
Yeah, because I was that girl.
I understand that argument, but I do think that we are in 2021 now, and we fought so long for equal rights and shit like that, so why not make it equal?
Because at the end of the day, the guy can still flake the second. Let's say if she goes through with it just because she gets guilted in. If she knows, for example, if we put it in your scenario, that someone you have to pay compensation to the guy that stuck it in you just because of a fucking thing you did, because you decided that you want to live your life. Mm-hmm. You're still young and you still have everything in front of you. You don't want to get hold back. So that person has to end up paying someone that at the end of the day, if you decide to go to terms with it just because you don't want to pay that sum, that guy can still at the end of the day, just when the baby pops out, say, kudos, bye.
Okay, so what happens when the girl wants to keep it and the guy doesn't, but he has to pay child support for 18 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a value.
Because that's the fucked up situation from where I stand. My personal that's why I say this needs to be a case by case fucking scenario. If you want to get rid of a child, then fucking fine, it's a choice. If somebody doesn't agree, then I believe, because the fucked up thing to me is, and I totally understand this, it's like something that's indoctrinated because we need to take care of our women. But the times are fucking changing, and I think we need to start taking care of our men as well, because like it or not, and this might sound very rude, and I know Ali might seem fucking angry and shit like that, but this is the reality of the situation. Men built the world. Period. Yeah. There's not a school, there's not a hospital, there's no road you drive on without the majority being men. Most of the people in jail are men. Most of the cases that commit suicide are men. So we need to start taking care of our men as well, because there's something that's called equal rights that we are fighting for right now. And so my question is, with this whole fucking debacle of abortion, that if I'm stuck with 18 years of payment because this woman has chosen for me to keep a baby, if she then does not keep it, am I not compensated when I want that baby because she's taken something away from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing your valid argument in that sense. But I don't know.
The other
I
counterpoint
completely understand.
I think the argument that you made about like, oh, but the guy could just like make another one or could flake. Not necessarily. What if, let's say you get pregnant. Let's say, I don't know, I wanted a kid and then you got pregnant. And we've been married for like 5 years almost. And then you decide, and let's say this is what I really want. I'm, in my 30s, blah, blah, blah. And then you just go, all of a sudden, no, I don't want it. And you abort it.
Yeah.
Then why would I not be entitled? Like, and who knows? I could have an accident. I could get cancer the year later and go through chemo and lose the right to reproduce, lose the ability to have kids. So what right did you have to take my child away?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still mine. It might be in your body, but it was mine. And I wanted it. And then because you didn't, you had the right to abort it. And then I get left with nothing. I can't have kids of my own anymore. I lost a kid that, not that I want kids, but I'm saying like that's the other side, right? You can't just be like, oh, it's my body, I do what the fuck I want. There is two people. Yeah. Of course, in the cases like rape, I think, of course, to me, it's just logical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There are cases where there are genuine couples that all of a sudden the woman freaks out, I'm not ready for this or whatever, and maybe the guy really wants it. And an accident could happen, and they could lose their ability to reproduce.
Yeah, no, and I do understand that argument also, like, but what, at the end of the day, the person that gets to go through that whole process, like the 9 months of carrying a child, all the pain and suffering, is the woman. Like, she's the one that has to rip her body open.
Okay. And so if she decides to keep that baby, then the guy has to pay for 18 years. I mean, it's look, this whole thing, it's a blade that's so sharp on both ends.
Yeah.
And especially because we're more awake now these days than we've ever been. I mean, let's face it, we've become smarter. We've become more sensitive about these subjects, and rightfully so. But when it comes to abortion, it's such a fickle fucking subject, and I genuinely believe that the best way to go about it is a case by case basis, in which both parties can be held accountable for their decisions. If a woman chooses to keep the baby, then yeah, sure, let him pay. He was part of that. He could have put on a condom. He could have done the right fucking thing. I also feel like medicine-wise, the world of medicine should be more accountable, because I genuinely believe that they're medding up the wrong people. Like, if you look at it, genuinely, a woman can make a baby once every 9 months, right? Valid point from Ali is that a man can make about 9 babies in one day.
Yeah.
Just with different women, right? So that's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me, is that we are regulating your eggs instead of our sperm.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I have 3 lovely kids. One of them is not mine. The other 2 I made all by myself with all the sticks and glue that I could find. Trust me, there was Texan glue involved.
How many socks from under the bed did you have to boil down into like a soup?
Yeah, and just spray that in hot water. Yeah, just with a funnel.
Get ready.
No, but genuinely, so I have 3 kids, 2 that are mine that I love with all my heart. I was done with making babies. I was like, all right, well, fucking 3 is enough, because I have only half a life left. So I decided to cut the cords. We had the option to have it done by Vicky. One, it was more dangerous. It was more expensive. Like, all the pros were for the guys. Like, with a guy, it's a very simple procedure. You need to go check up. You get to jack off in a cup. Who doesn't want to do that? I mean, so at the end of the day, that was an easy fucking solution. I don't understand why medicine isn't focusing on sort of...
Do you want to know the answer to that?
Making the pill for making the sperm cells go... The sperm cells
Do you want to know the answer
down.
to that? You'd give the answer before. Because this world is run by men. And men do not want to put down their sexual drift and stuff like that. They don't want to risk it.
I genuinely think it's more easy to fucking fix a couple of eggs than it is to a million cells.
Do you know that men, like contraceptives, exist? Like the pill for men. But they're not being pushed by medical companies because they won't make as much money because they don't want to sell them.
How would they not make money? If I was able to pop a pill and then not have kids, I would be popping 4 of them a day.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't want to. They exist.
Alex, so why haven't you have Alex take them?
Because they are not really pushed out into the medical field or like commercialized
you know
in
of
that
their
sense.
existence. Why are you fucking up your hormones? You are.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, genuinely, ever since I got the fucking cut, right? Ever since I had my vasectomy, my wife's been so fucking good. She's been like on the dot with her period. She's been so fucking regular and like everything just goes to like it's normal. The only thing that I've noticed is that she has a little more troubles with her when she's on her period. She has like more pains and stomach cramps and all that fucking bullshit. Other than that, like her mood went from 0 to 100 from the moment she stopped taking all that fucking bullshit.
She's constantly at 100?
She is constantly good to go, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously, her libido went way the fuck up after she stopped taking the pill because, like, her hormones aren't fucked up anymore. And she feels happier, too, not taking them.
Yeah. No, they're horrible.
Yeah. So that's like one thing I would say is like, why aren't we holding them accountable? Like, why aren't we holding men accountable for like because we do get to make more babies than a woman can create. And I mean, from that perspective, you guys are not the creators. We are, we are the paint and the brush. You are the canvas we paint on. And sometimes you spill a little paint on the easel, if you know what I'm saying.
Sometimes you paint it from the back. 3D art.
Look at you, or the Bob Ross of the At Random podcast. There you go. You got the right idea. No, but it's just there needs to be regulation when it comes to that first before you even start talking about fucking abortions and all that fucking bullshit.
But then when it comes the other reason why women take it is ultimately at the end of the day, like we said, at the end of the day, the baby will end up in you as a female. So ultimately, like, are you really going to trust some guys? Like, yeah, I took the fucking thing. At the end of the day, at least if you're taking contraception, you know that you have some protection. Whereas let's say if we switched and we said women never have contraception, only men.
Whoa, come on.
You're
a guy. You're gonna tell me you wouldn't take a pill that fucking makes sure there's no baby?
I would, but I'm saying on the flip side, Also, if I was a woman, like, let's especially say a woman just doing the dating game, right?
Yeah.
Am I really going to trust every fucking moron that tells me, like, yeah, don't worry about it. I took the...
No, yeah.
Or am I going to protect myself by also having
we can trust every fucking woman. Like, there's never been a baby born. Yeah. Because all women are so fucking honest, especially in their fucking slut phase.
But at the end of the day, the baby doesn't end up in me for 9 months either, right? Like, that's sort of Ellie, the woman that also has to then carry. So I get why.
Don't you feel like that's when it becomes a choice? Is when you not take that pill?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you forget.
You know what? Let's just.
You know how annoying it is to fucking. I have to remember once a month. Because I use a ring that I insert.
The Nuva ring, right?
The Nuva ring, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I have to remember once a month to take it out, and then a week later to put a new one in and have it in for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And sometimes I fucking forget that, and I'm like, fuck. Because I used to be so horrible, like when I used to take the pill, like take one every day, I was horrible at it. To the point that, like, I was on some really strong ones when I first started dating Alex.
Yeah.
Actually, because I took them to help with my acne.
Mm-hmm.
So they were really strong hormone, fucking I don't know what's even in them. And I ended up having... we were dating for like a few, like 2-3 weeks or something. Mm-hmm. And I ended up having massive bleeds. And I was like... I thought genuine for a week that I was having a miscarriage. I was like, oh, I was pregnant with a guy and now I'm having a miscarriage. Like, I think it was like 2 months when we were dating. I don't know. It was a while in when we first started seeing each other.
Yeah.
Went to a doctor. He said, yeah, you're having a miscarriage. Then I continue bleeding, but like I'm talking like chunks coming out. I think that was too much for Paksu.
Yeah, just so that people know, there was somebody listening in on our channel. She's gone.
Yeah,
she's gone with that one.
The chunky talk was too much. Yeah, but it was so much to the point that I went to the hospital because like I was bleeding so much, and I had like a super special ultrasound, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, you're not having a miscarriage. You just had a massive hemorrhaging in your uterus because I fucked up when I used to take my pills because I wouldn't take them on the exact same time, and I'd forgotten one day and taken them the next, and that fucked me up so bad that I had a massive bleed inside my body.
Seriously,
yeah. Little tip for all the girls out there listening that want to take the pill: just set a timer in your phone, man, and take it on the dot.
Work, believe me, it doesn't work because it's like, oh, I'm doing something. Yeah, I'll turn off the alarm. I'll do it later.
Yeah,
and then
but
you forget
do
about
it. Do it at a time where you're certain you're gonna be home every day. For example, around 6, everybody's home for eating dinner. So put it then, just fucking mash it up like you would in a puppy's fucking food.
Like, are you even a parent? You know how fucking unpredictable days can be, so...
My days aren't unpredictable.
Yeah, he's a dad.
Yeah,
he has the least... He has the most predictable days because I have to be home.
I don't go out and then end up eating fucking 60 chicken wings, Ali.
Well, yeah, and that's his own fault.
That is not my life.
Should have got the snip before the kids.
Yeah.
Then you could also be eating like 60 chicken wings.
Yeah, but so we got Alex saying kill him after they're born. We got me done that says case by case basis. Now, Ali, what are you saying?
Yeah, I think it's up to the woman. I still understand all the arguments and values that what the input that we've had because it does make sense. But I still think that at the end of the day, it is my decision. What I do with my body. And I can understand that. I still think that it would be right for the dad to argue the case if he never wanted to be a dad, for example, if the woman decides to keep it. Yes, he has all right, in my opinion. Then there should be a legal suit and a dispute and an argument in that case. But I don't know.
I just loved hearing that women's logic of going what you said made sense, but no.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
you know what we should do? Flip a coin. Then it's up to chance. Then it is even as fuck. Flip a coin. You turn up to the clinic and they go, "What's it today? Heads, you keep it. Tails, it's gone."
Yeah.
And then we see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but also like, but when it comes to the regulation in the US and the abortion bills that are being passed, obviously is usually coming out of a very religious and conservative aspect or point of view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of these states bringing these in are the nutter, like ultra conservative states.
Yeah. And that's where I have a problem. Is like, if you see it from a religious point of view and that those are your beliefs, of course you're allowed to have them and implement them to your family or to yourself, most importantly. But you can't force someone else to. And that's the most fucked up thing, because most of the senators are old fucking guys that are sitting that they like. Why should they have a saying in it?
Well, I mean, they're happy to do that because then they have a guy that if they knock up the hooker they banged last night, they'll get her taken care of off the record, right? So he's still a good, upstanding Christian gentleman.
Mm.
Yeah, but aren't hookers known as the lesser dead?
Yeah, we've been...
Just fucking don't waste medical money on it. Just use the old coat hanger fucking trick then. Just
Andy.
Bike spoke.
Yeah. Bike spoke.
Billy, I need another spoke.
No, what about... But they do have rights, though. No matter if they're old and decrepit.
Yeah, but they're putting... Of course they have rights. I'm not saying that. Of course they have the liberty to, like, speak their opinion in a sense, but why should they... like put in their like thoughts and regulate someone else's body that they have, like, especially when in the case of like they're not even allowing it when it comes to rape and incest. Like that is, even if my opinion is like it should be your own decision what you want to do if you want to have an abortion, but at the end of the day, if you want to pass a bill like that, seeing it out of like the point that we've been arguing, I can't hear you for some reason. No, I'm not saying anything. Because it looked like you were talking before. That's why I got confused.
Sorry. Yeah. Just didn't want to interrupt. That's why.
Yeah. Oh my God. Who are you?
I'm doing my best. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, why should they have a saying if a girl gets raped and ends up pregnant and not giving her?
Yeah, but rape is the exception, though, right?
No, it's not the exception. That's the thing. Like.
Let me put it different then. Rape should be the exception. I know it's not right now, but like I don't believe that these laws are gonna fucking keep
But the other problem is also usually women don't find out that they're pregnant past like you don't know straight away. Week 1, oh, I'm pregnant. You don't figure it out usually until like week 7, 8.
Yeah, and that's probably why they set it at 6, right?
Yeah.
Convenient. Yeah. But on the flip side, you can make the argument that this counterpoint that, oh, what right do they have to like make these laws, blah, 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 is kind of also a stupid point, because at the end of the day, these people are elected officials that are supposed to be acting on what their electorate wants.
Yes.
So if their
but that's never the case. Yeah. They act on whoever pays them the most.
Sure,
that.
But
like that, I mean,
if their electorate really didn't like it, they wouldn't do it, because then they wouldn't keep getting voted in.
Yeah, but they don't get the people they vote for. I mean, come on, let's be fair here.
Yeah.
Like these people, the politicians aren't people that work for the people and all that fucking shit. And we the people. Not. No, I mean, these are paid for individuals by the companies that, you know, entice the fact that women should be taking these meds instead of men. You know, it's all that fucking bullshit.
Well, in this case, they're probably sponsored by the church. But that's what I'm saying. Their electorate is also highly religious. Yeah, so, like, they're just doing what the people...
Of course. They're all for. I mean... You know, and they know exactly what state they're in. They know what the majority of the people will like, because it's no longer about being right. It's no longer about being a man. You know, we used to fucking look up to people who were revered, people who meant something. These days, that doesn't happen anymore. They're just all fucking bullshitting their way around the fact that they got a fucking high-paid fucking price for something that they want to push forward, that some company wants to push forward, And then they push that. With abortions, I mean, I can only imagine who's making money from that. You know, there's a million fucking companies out there like that are invested in other companies that want more babies and need more fucking slaves for the grind gears and you know, it is the world we live in. Politicians fucking rule the world, but they don't.
No, companies rule the world.
Mm.
Yeah,
we said that on the last episode.
But I don't know. I mean, I think their laws are stupid. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
But I think on the more general topic, I think it's more like Andy said. It has to be case by case. You can't just say woman's body, her choice, or man-made baby, man choice. It has to be somewhere in the context of everything. Has to be, you know, what's the relationship like? What's the life stage of these people in? And yeah, in the end, yeah, if the woman wants to abort it, maybe does the man then get compensated? If the guy's 35 and he really wanted
but
this
that's
kid?
what I'm saying. In that sort of case, like we've put in the case, like you and me, we end up being pregnant. I don't want the baby. You want the baby. I have an abortion. You are very upset and angry.
Yeah.
I think you should have the right to sue me, for example, because we're in a committed relationship. We had a plan and something unexpected happened, but it's still something that you wanted, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
It should be a way to like solve it.
Yeah, because then there's also the other aspect that's probably fucked up in the cases where, say, this exact scenario does happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're a couple, they originally planned we're going to have this baby, then the woman flakes out. I'm not saying it's super common, but usually in a case like that, it often ends up in a divorce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then not only does the man lose his baby, he then has to give half of everything he owns to split because this woman didn't keep his child. So he's actually lost his child and half of his stuff.
It's not always the case, but true.
That sort of compounds it even further. Like I said, I say it's a rare case, but it is a case you have to think of. That also happens.
Yeah.
Children in relationships.
If you're looking that far, then you might as well. For example, in the case of we won't allow, you know, on regular families, we won't allow fucking abortions. We won't allow abortions. But then if you're looking at it that way, then you can go ahead and start up your own fucking facility for the street workers out there who should be entitled to abort their babies because they're not usually in it for the well-being of a child, which is one of the most prioritized fucking things that should be decided.
But that is also another argument at the end of the day why a lot of women choose to have an abortion. I don't think it's because they want to kill a fetus or like they want to end something. Like it is like I don't know. I can only speak out of my experience. For example, I had an abortion not because I wanted to, in a sense, but it was more, what can I provide for this child? I won't be able to give this child anything.
Which
because
is a very clear way to look at things.
Yeah, and that is also another argument that I have why it should be down to the woman. Yeah, it's my body, but at the end of the day, an abortion is still like, it's a medical process that you have to go through, and it's different in every state, depending on when you have the abortion. Because usually you can just take a pill and it all floods out, or you do a scraping, or you do surgically, when depending on how far gone it is. And that is something that does take a toll on the woman's body. And that is also another aspect that you have to consider in that sense. It's not just
listeners back, can we talk about chunky bits again? No.
I just thought because just when she logged in was when chunks come out.
Yeah. Do you have any idea, since your love of the Dutch and or the Belgian Flemish people and abortions do have a connection? Did you know that?
What?
It was invented by the Flemish.
What's it?
It's not. There's a lot of things invented by the Belgian people, but
the Dutch
abortions. Yeah, exactly. Describe to Paxu what that is. No, but abortions have a sort of history in my country, because what is Belgium as a government? Do you know that?
I kind of see it as like the Shrek type government. It's like a Small little man thinking he's got all this power. And there's like
it's a monarchy. It's a monarchy. Yeah, it's a king. It's governed by a king.
Is it governed by a king? I know you had you had a queen and a king, but
we have a king and queen and all that shit, but they don't actually do that much except take tax money.
Sweden,
I mean, it's basically the politicians run the country, and then once in a while our king and queen come out and they wave to people, and it is a monarchy. It is still a monarchy to this day, but it's just not. It's structured.
It's the same in Sweden. We have a king and queen, but we're not like a monarchy. Like we are
still a monarchy.
But does the king have any ruling like powers?
Yeah. He still does. Okay. It's still the olden ways. He just doesn't do it. It's like a CEO that doesn't give a shit about his company.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's making so much money. He's like, whatever.
Okay, so what did you want to say about abortion in Belgium?
So there was this king I think it was called Leopold III, I think it was. And so that question came up in Belgium, like, do we want to make people abort their babies, or don't we? What's our stance on this? And of course, Belgium was beginning to get a little bit liberated from the Catholic Church. They were like, no, give people the right to choose. We don't want. Mm-hmm. But the king at the time, King Leopold III, was a very Catholic man. And so, of course, he was like, nope, I'm not going to sign it. So guess what they did? They effectively kicked him off the throne for a day, had the replacement king, because there was a replacement for when the king descended from the throne, had a replacement king sign that document, and then a day later, King Leopold III was king again. So for 24 hours, Belgium was governed by a sort of has-been like fucking in-between king who signed one document. And then the day after that, just to give the people the choice.
I would have slipped some other terms into that document, like, and give me a palace and 50 peasants and some farms.
Yeah, and that's probably why you're not in politics, Alex.
True, I'm the man behind pulling the strings,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool too. No, but basically what I wanted, I wanted to talk. I wanted to go in through the point more instead of actually just talking about abortions, more the point that the temple of Satan is trying to do stuff to actually help people that want to have abortions and making it part of their religion to actually aid these people that feel trapped because of the laws. But also I do like to have conversations and be able to have a back and forth with both of you. So yeah, but I just wanted to say, okay, Temple of Satan, good job.
Yeah, hell Satan, motherfuckers, I'm all for it. Like, the Temple of Satan has actually done some pretty fucking awesome things.
Was it? No, it's not the Temple of Satan, it's the Satanic Temple, not the Temple of Satan.
Satanic Temple of whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. The Satanists are doing good work actually out there.
They are.
Yeah, the good guys.
Yeah.
All along.
They're the good guys.
Yeah, but that's a big misconception is that people think that Satanism worships like Satan. That is not really the case. It's more about, if you actually read like their fundamentals and stuff, it's really, I don't know, I was reading them today and I was like, yeah.
So they're basically the superheroes we need but don't deserve.
Well, not really. If you want to perform a black mass, you still need to have a nun pissing in a fucking pot in the center of the room. So, genuinely, I have the book of Anthony LaVey, the Satanist fucking ritual book here somewhere, and you need to have a nun present pissing naked in a jar somewhere.
Ali, are you going to nun school?
Yeah, we should do that for our Halloween episode.
To piss in a pot?
Didn't I say that a couple of episodes ago?
We talked about this before.
Talk about it? Like, I wanted to perform a black mass?
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That's a good episode.
But to wrap this up, I don't know. It's there was some interesting things brought up, but I don't know. I think it's still fucked up. And I still hate the Dutch language.
How did this turn back to that?
Because the Dutch language is fucking ugly.
This is full of positivity in this episode. I like it.
Yeah. I just love myself. I was thinking the whole week, like, what am I going to do for an episode? I've been feeling a bit blue. I don't want to do, I'm losing my words. An upsetting episode or talk about something really.
Oh yeah, so abortion was the way to go for you.
So I went like, I'll start the episode with my hatred of the Dutch language and then end it with abortion.
And then circle back to the hatred of the
Yes,
Dutch
of course. Yeah, that's how you do it.
You know, seasoned with a little Satanism.
Yes, of course.
Just to make it a little to make the meat a little tender. Hey, Alex, you want to hear a fun story that I found recently that I know you're fucking gonna love?
Sure.
All right, so there's this Siamese twin. Siamese twins, conjoined twins. Yep. One of them's gay, and so he has a boyfriend. The only problem is they share an ass.
Jesus Christ.
Now you can laugh louder than that. I know you want to fucking laugh.
Horrid.
It's genuinely
horrible
true.
Person.
It's genuine. I'm not a horrible person. It's an act. It's a fact of life, Ali. Do not fucking talk to me like that.
Make another anus.
I'm trying. They share an asshole, and only one's gay. It's the best thing ever. Wait, I'm trying to find a news article.
You would have to do a deal with the other, your twin that you're attached to. Like, dude, are only.
So it's an actual case.
It's an actual case, and I swear to God, you should have seen this picture because this was like a news article, and it was like a cutesy fucking picture with a gay guy and his boyfriend just kissing, and you should have seen how pissed off the straight part of him was. Like, I swear to God, he genuinely knew that article was about him only having one ass. He knew it.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, you put it.
I can't find it.
You put it as a joke, so that's why I was like, "Fuck." But if
sex with Siamese twins would be interesting.
It's not a joke.
It's just like 4 hands on you all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did these come from?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap this bitch up. Because
I do have one positive note too.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we all remember last week's episode with Apple doing that image scanning bullshit, well, they came out this week and said they're delaying it after feedback and pressure from other groups about the security and privacy concerns around it. They're gonna reassess. They're still gonna go ahead with it, but they're not just yet.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. So they listened to the people for the first time.
Yeah. Or they're probably going to say that and then change nothing, and then 6 months they just put it in there.
Yeah, probably.
What about, they're not listening to the people, they're listening to the corporation that don't want to be fucking...
Well, I mean, Apple is the corporation.
Yeah, but to other corporations that own Apple products that don't want to be spied on, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Apple went down the fucking shitter after Steve Jobs. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Apple's shit.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Well, now it's shit. It used to be exciting and new. Now it's just like...
It's always been shit. I've owned one iPhone in my whole life, and I regret it.
No, I had a couple. I was
I liked the iPod.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You mean the Tide Pod?
Not the Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can go follow us on our social medias. On Instagram, we are @random.podcast, so at.random.podcast, and Twitter, we are
@_randompod.
And again, as I said in the beginning, click the Discord in the link in the description in the below. Thank you very much. Bye.
And Dutch is a horrible language. Bye.
So fuck off.
See you.